I want to go over to Illawarra, the Illawarra region of New South Wales, where the election race is going to be really interesting in the seat of Whitlam. Whitlam takes in the Shell Harbour, Wingecarribee area and much of the Southern Highlands now. It's going to be a three-way race with Labour's candidate Carol Berry, Liberal Ben Britton, and the Nationals candidate Katrina Hodgkinson, who joins me now on Campaign Confidential. Katrina, thanks so much for coming on the program. I want to talk about the race in a minute, but the really big issue for your seat, and the reason why I want to have you on tonight, is really about these offshore wind farms that have been proposed off of the coast of the Illawarra. Beautiful, beautiful part of Australia, if people aren't familiar with it. Tell us about that and how that's galvanised the community.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? But David Littleproud and the Nationals were the first ones to actually come out and oppose this disastrous offshore wind farm proposal of Chris Bowen's. And, I'm a very strong and vocal opponent of it as well. It is going to absolutely obscure our beautiful landscape along the Illawarra. Pouring thousands of tonnes of concrete into the ocean, I don't see as an environmentally sensible option, not to mention the amount of steel that would need to be produced to chain these things to the ocean floor. Look, I think it's just fascinating, though, that Minister Bowen, paused the project when my candidacy was announced in Whitlam. But, one thing's for sure, James, if they win the election, this wind farm will go ahead. We know that they're determined to battle on with it. If I win this seat, it will be over my dead body. I am absolutely very strongly opposed to this wind farm development off the coast of the Illawarra.
And tell me a bit more about the seat, too, because I believe it's expanded a bit now with some of the redistribution. You've taken quite a big area now, the Southern Highlands and areas in New South Wales. How are those, you have a lot of sort of farming areas. Are people internally in the inside of the district, are they passionate about this wind farm? Do they connect with this wind farm, or what are the issues in the rest of the electorate?
It's so interesting, but it seems that anybody that lives near a proposed wind farm really doesn't want it. So you've got all sorts of people being very sympathetic now with the people who are living on the coast. And I really don't know of any community group that's strongly in support of this, apart from Chris Bowen and Anthony Albanese and, the Labor candidate. So it's very interesting, isn't it, that it's just a very small minority of people that are supporting this project, and of course those who stand to make a buck out of it. So,
Indeed.
The rest of the community that I know of is really opposed to it. We don't want to be looking at it. We don't want to think about it, the fact that it's going in a whale migratory path. We don't want to think about thousands of tonnes of concrete being poured into the ocean, whether or not, how visible it is to you where you actually happen to live. The people that live along the coast, obviously it's going to be a real eyesore. But people who live further inland don't want to have this sort of pollution happening in their beautiful ocean. Or when they come to the beach, they don't want to be looking at a wind farm. They want to be looking at the ocean. People that come from inland, love to come to the beach to play, to bring their families, and to have a restful time, a nice holiday. And they don't want to be coming and looking at an industrial size, 1,000 square kilometre bunch of concrete poles sticking out of the ocean. So it is a great concern to a lot of people.
And very quickly, this is an interesting contest because it is a three-way contest, I believe, which is fairly rare here. How does this not present a bit of an issue with the coalition looking like it's divided on this? We've seen the coalition at a state level in New South Wales have divisions on a number of issues. What message are voters taking away from this?
Well, I mean, I'm a coalition candidate, and yes, it is a three-cornered contest, but it's interesting because now Whitlam has become so marginal. Sadly, we lost part of Wollongong, but wonderfully, we picked up the whole of the Wingecarribee Shire Council area. So we've got the whole of the Southern Highlands now in the seat. Now, I've a resident of Southern Highlands for 26 years. My kids went through school here. It's a very, important part of now the Whitlam electorate and very strong part for the coalition. So, I'm a coalition candidate. I want to be part of Peter Dutton's team in government.
Yeah.
I've got extensive experience as a state MP, as a state government minister, as the Minister for Agriculture, Primary Industries, Water, Natural Resources, and small business. So I bring all that experience with me over 10.5 years, and also before that working for John Howard. So,
Yeah.
On day one, I'll be able to represent the people of this electorate fully and fairly and knowing exactly what I'm doing.
Katrina Hodgkinson, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much. Good luck in the race. We may check in with you again as the election draws near.